back down the fly here. We take another trade, this time between the Ottawa Senators and the St. Louis Blues. So Ottawa does receive Zach Sanford in exchange for Logan Brown and a conditional 2022 fourth-round pick. The condition is if Brown plays in more than 30 games, St. Louis does not get the pick. And if he doesn't, then they would get the pick. So sort of an interesting trade in terms of what each team's looking for. I think there's not necessarily a loser in this deal. I think they both sort of win. Logan Brown has not necessarily been willing to play in Ottawa. Has had some issues in terms of just with the management. I was expecting a trade from him. And then with Zach Sanford has sort of been struggling in St. Louis, especially in the playoffs. So hopefully he can get a fresh start in Ottawa. I do believe that it also sort of signifies what each team will start to be doing. I think St. Louis, after their cup run in 2019, will start to look towards a rebuild and sort of rebuild their team and then come back stronger in the next few years. Where Ottawa, I think they are starting to get a little bit more tough, a little bit more gritty, and I think really start to try and make a push for a playoff spot. And I think they really do have a shot. Obviously, they are starting to, their younger guys are starting to come up in their system. And I think it is important to note that Ottawa is not the team they used to be. They are starting to grow. And I think with a lot of these sort of veteran guys, like a Sanford, who's sort of been there before, I think he will sort of be a very beneficial factor for them, especially in their growth as a team. And then for St. Louis acquiring Logan Brown in a fourth-round pick, Logan Brown's more of a player that will sort of be on and off. I don't see him doing terribly well with the St. Louis Blues, but he will be someone that they can sort of play as a third-line guy. He's not much of a forechecker, but he's more of a skilled guy, and I think will sort of fit alongside that third line quite nicely. If they do decide to play him there, he's definitely not going to be a fourth line guy. He does struggle to use the body, but I think it will be definitely interesting to see how they will use him this year. Obviously, trying to keep him necessarily under the 30-game mark. We'll see if they end up doing that or if that's just sort of a Hail Mary sort of pick, and if he gets hurt at 29 games, so be it. But it will be interesting to see sort of what ends up going on there. And I think the thing with this kind of trade is that both teams sort of win. Ottawa doesn't have to worry about Logan Brown, and St. Louis not necessarily having to worry about Zach Sanford. And I think with Sanford as well, he's been struggling in St. Louis. Didn't get a point in the postseason. So I think the fresh start will be good for him. Obviously, not necessarily the most well-respected team down there, St. Louis, but I think in Ottawa, less sort of expectations, not necessarily needing to put up a super performance, and sort of just being able to play as that sort of grinder type role. A little bit of penalty killing minutes will be probably expected from him, but I think it will be a really good pickup for the Ottawa Senators. So in terms of grading the trade, I think for the Ottawa Senators, definitely going to be about a B+. I do believe that they sort of are going to be the winners. I think with Sanford, I think he will end up being a better player than Logan Brown will be. But of course, that's sort of just speculation at this point. It will be interesting, though, to see if they do use him for the fourth-round pick this year. Because for me, I don't believe they're going to be using him all that much. And if they do, I don't see them playing him for more than 30 games, which is why I think the conditional pick is sort of an interesting one where there's a reason why it's there. I don't necessarily think that it's just there to be there. And I think if they did think that they'd just get it anyway, it would have just been a normal 2022 fourth-round pick. So I think St. Louis has something in mind where they might play him for 29 games this year, but I am looking forward to see sort of how that ends up going. And then for the St. Louis Blues, I'm also going to give them a B+. Not necessarily for any more reason than they move Sanford, they get a new guy, fresh face that's been having troubles, and they can maybe get a pick out of him as well. So never a bad thing, but overall, I think it's a good trade for both sides, and I think it will be something to look for, whether or not Logan Brown will play 30 or more games this year. That would definitely be something to look for. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. If you'd like to drop a like, if you really like it, consider subscribing. Tell all your friends, leave a comment down below your thoughts on the trade. Until next time, see ya.